The first step in any courage process is to gain knowledge and insight into what we are trying to address, in this case, the issue of bullying. We need to understand what it is, who is involved, and how we can stop or avoid it. It is important that everyone agrees what their definition of bullying is, so that no one can use the excuse of, "we were just playing," or "I was just teasing." At Courage, we believe that bullying has three main features. Firstly, it is deliberate, which means that it is done on purpose. Secondly, it is usually repeated, which means that it is done more than once. And finally, it usually happens where there is unequal power or a power imbalance, where one person is stronger than the other, either physically or due to their age or their position of authority, and the other person is unable to defend themselves. There are different kinds of bullying. Verbal, where the bullying is done with words. Physical, where the bullying is done through actions. Relational, where the bullying is done through friendships or other relationship drivers. And cyberbullying, which is bullying that takes place on the internet, through social media, or whilst gaming. Verbal bullying, where the bullying is done with words, includes insulting someone, taunting them, being abusive, yelling at them, name-calling, threatening, telling lies about them that gets them into trouble, frightening or intimidating them, or laughing at them in a cruel way. Physical bullying, where the bullying is done through physical actions, include hitting, pushing, shoving, punching, biting, kicking, destroying a person's property, stealing their things, pushing in line, or forcibly taking something from them. Relational bullying, where the bullying is done through friendship or other relationship drivers, includes excluding someone, spreading rumors about them, humiliating them, stalking a person, rolling eyes at them, turning your back on them, turning a person's friends against them, prolonged staring, cruel teasing, or blackmailing them into doing something against their will. Cyberbullying, which is bullying that takes place on the internet, through social media, or whilst gaming, includes sending hurtful messages or hurtful pictures, posting compromising or even pornographic pictures online, encouraging them to self-harm, saying things like, "Why don't you just go and kill yourself?" Ghosting, which is ignoring someone online, harassing or trolling someone, which is provoking someone into an argument for a reaction, and using discriminatory or abusive language. Bullying is also more prevalent at certain times, such as when a person is smaller or more vulnerable. When a person is new to a place or a stage of life, such as going from junior to high school or reaching puberty, where their bodies start to change noticeably. It can be because a person has a disability, which can be seen, as in the case of physical disabilities, or unseen, as in the case of deafness, learning disabilities, or neurodevelopmental disorders. Or it can be because a person looks or behaves differently. None of these examples of bullying are acceptable and should be stopped or addressed as soon as they are noticed. With bullying, the earlier you intervene to stop it, the better. It takes three kinds of people for bullying to take place: a bully, a victim or person who is being bullied, and a bystander. Let's understand each of these people better and what is happening in their world. The bully abuses power through domination and control. They don't follow rules, they have little to no empathy, and sometimes enjoy causing pain for others. They use violence to solve conflict. They are bad-tempered and aggressive. They see the world as a dangerous place, and they are often overly confident. In the long term, bullies often continue to struggle with controlling their emotions and aggression. They display antisocial behavior, which leads to a number of challenges, including drug and alcohol abuse, the inability to form meaningful connections and relationships, criminal behavior, depression, and even suicide. They are often responsible for creating the next generation of bullies. Most school shooters note how they were bullied terribly at school. The bullied victims are scared and afraid. They are often smaller, weaker, and more vulnerable. They have few friends. They lack self-confidence, are passive and anxious, submissive, and feel helpless. They often blame themselves for being bullied and end up withdrawing socially. The bystander watches and observes but does nothing. They can sometimes join in, but often just passively accept this bullying behavior. They sometimes encourage the bully by laughing, cheering, or making comments. Just by being there, they provide the bully with an audience. But when it comes to bullying, there is no such thing as neutral. You are either contributing to the problem by doing nothing, or you're contributing to a solution by intervening, standing up for the victim, getting help, or gathering evidence to share with someone who can help. Sometimes we are brought up with a belief system that makes us think it's okay to bully others. These belief systems include patriarchy, where men are believed to be superior and more important than women or children, often causing toxic masculinity. Fascism, nationalism, Nazism, or far-right political movements, which all support inequality, autocracy, and violent oppression of minorities. Racism, which is the prejudice and discrimination against people or groups of people on the basis of perceived racial or ethnic difference. Sexism, or sexual discrimination, which discriminates against people for their sex, sexual orientation, or identity. Religious and cultural intolerance, which discriminates against different religions or spiritual beliefs. Ableism, when people with disabilities are discriminated against or denied access and opportunities in favor of able-bodied individuals. Sometimes bullying behavior is condoned or even encouraged in different environments or worlds. These different worlds include on the internet or social media, whilst gaming online, or playing a game of sport, or in certain institutional environments such as a student residence. The most concerning negative belief system is often learned from the people who are responsible for taking care of children, such as parents, guardians, teachers, and coaches. If they model bullying behavior to a child, the child is likely to think that this behavior is acceptable and will often repeat it amongst their peer groups, socially, in school, or even on the sports field. None of these belief systems are acceptable or healthy for individuals, communities, or society at large. When you search what is the opposite of bullying, there are many attributes that we can focus on, such as camaraderie, empathy, esteem, support, and solidarity. But all of these attributes can be summarized into 4 key themes. These themes show us how not to be a bully, or how to stop being a bully if you are one. The first is to start building a positive community around you that fosters support and togetherness. The next is to be a good citizen. When you have a choice, choose to do the right thing, always. You need to appreciate difference and diversity in others. And finally, you need to practice love, empathy, care, and kindness. In a world where you can be anything, choose to be kind. Thanks for watching. For more information, visit courage-community.com. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our Courage channel. Stay strong and take courage.